Hello. I've been away for a while. I actually haven't been anywhere. I've just been making a movie, the sequel to Bombs Away. That's one of my last videos on this channel. We're making the sequel at the minute. You don't need to know that information. But I haven't been doing any podcasts, and the Dualcast ended in like September last year, and it's now June. And I was like, oh, we'll be back in January. And yeah, it's June. So I recorded a podcast pilot with my good friend Matthew Dinsmore, which is what you're about to watch or listen to, depending on what you're doing. Again, doesn't matter. But we recorded this in December, and we basically were planning to look at maybe like a topic each week with a different guest. But I don't know if we're going to do that. It depends how this episode goes down. But yeah, I just thought this is sitting on my hard drive. We may as well put this out, see what you guys think of it. If you enjoy it, then we might maybe do it every other week or once a month or something. Because I don't know about... I'm not ready to go back to weekly podcasting yet. Not that it's a big deal, come on ahead here, but also with doing the other film. Anyway, it's a lot to manage, basically. I'm juggling a lot of plates and something's going to smash mentally. But enjoy this with me and Dinsey. We're looking at aliens. Ooh. And yeah, if you liked it, let me know. Thanks to Dean at Heckle for doing all the graphics and the intro stuff. It looks cool. But enjoy. Mr. Matthew Dinsmore.
What's happening?
How are we?
All right.
Happy enough?
Yep. Can't complain.
I'm going to open my big can of
was
Coke
offered a can of lukewarm Coke Zero.
Mate, it's cold, isn't it?
It's
cold
as
enough.
I said before we started, it's mildly chilled.
It's mildly chilled, but you know what? You'd rather that than it
I
being
can tell from it
roasting.
opening that it's a warm tin of Coke.
The Coke connoisseur.
What, just the frozen?
In more than one way.
Well, that's why I've invited you on. Yes, the topic we're looking at today is I love this. Sorry, can I just say before we start, we'll get into this in a second.
Maybe that's it. I do love it.
Well, that's it. I
You've
do
missed
love
podcasting.
it. I have missed podcasting, you know. Last time I was able to chat for an hour about riff-raff on yours.
Watch that one, please.
Yes, please. Here it's doing well view-wise,
Yeah,
actually.
it is.
Yeah.
Do you know what we'll do? Quick flex
Houston,
on your viewers.
Pulling the viewers.
I know.
On Kitchen Talk.
I have a friend who absolutely loves you.
Oh, really?
I was going to say for some reason, but that wouldn't be very nice. But he absolutely, of all the guests I've had on, he absolutely
Serious?
loves you the most.
That's class. I suppose you've only had me
1,400.
Wait, what?
Yeah.
What? Wait, hold on. Is that how many?
Yeah.
That's how many listeners you get?
Well, plays.
Mate, hold on. Can I see this? That is insane. You get 1,400 plays?
No, mate, you do.
Yeah. Do you know how much this will get? 10? That's insane. You know what?
You guys are getting paid.
Bring some. Can I do your podcast for the next 6 weeks? Just promote myself.
A residency.
That's mad. That is insane. I was talking about the YouTube views. That's insane. That is mad. Anyway, we're talking about aliens this week for our pilot episode. I thought I would just. I prepared an absolutely extensive document of little facts and
Just looks on that.
yeah, well, it's a lot of knobs. But yeah, first question straight off the bat. To the room.
Are you asking me?
No, I'm just gonna open this up to the floor as a general point of like.
Oh, I was gonna go like that there.
Aliens.
Well,
If
you want to go arm on arm,
here, you want to put it in there? You can. But,
put it in there. You can.
yeah, the audio listeners, that was not my.
That's
hoodie.
actually an alien probe.
You said something else there.
I nearly did.
You said something else there. No, you
Nearly
didn't. You did. First question, straight off the bat. Do you believe in aliens?
Yeah, 100%. You're stupid if you don't.
Really? Do you believe in
I
aliens?
second that.
Yeah, I mean, to be honest, probably should have thought about it before starting this podcast. I haven't thought about it.
On the spot right now, do you believe in aliens?
I feel like, well, looking at the evidence we'll look at today, there's a chance that I'll be swayed.
I thought you were calling
By the
him
way,
an
I'm
alien.
green behind the camera. I've got like
Look at him there. Yeah. But no, I would say I don't think there's aliens in terms of like the whole ET phone. I think there's just like like microscopic organisms that are like they don't really do much. You know, they're
No,
not.
I definitely think there's so there's a planet, right? I don't know if this is in your notes because you didn't get sent them to me. It would have been handy if I got a copy of those.
Absolutely, it would have been.
There's a planet like I don't know how far, like thousands of light years away, right? That's like completely identical to Earth.
Right.
So there's a good chance that there's just like us, just just different version of us, just on that planet.
Here's one for you. What if we are the different? Well, I suppose we are the different version of
Yeah,
them.
well, you would be technically.
Mind blown. Mind blown. No, I don't know if I believe in we like green men Martians, but also how on earth do they know about that planet?
Well,
Like, where's that?
I don't know.
come
There's
from?
some big telescope, like. That's
Come
good,
on,
good
like,
science stuff.
I
Big
cannot back
telescope,
up.
like.
Some boy got a big telescope, man. I think there's another planet just full of us.
No, you can. I don't know. Listen, I don't know. But
Like a James Webb telescope. It's not going to be some boy in his back garden.
Who's James Webb?
Imagine a scientist.
it's a guy I went to school with.
Is he a duck?
Yeah,
Webb.
former
My
United
water-
States
Waters
Secretary of
all over the
State.
sofa
No,
there.
don't even
What
worry
a
about it.
nightmare.
What is it?
He's the former United States Under Secretary of State.
Well, we may come back to him in my notes.
Oh,
Here's
second
spoiler. Here's spoiler alert. We absolutely do not come back to James Webb.
second
in my notes.
administrator of NASA. So he
James Webb, if you're watching this, wind your neck.
died,
He might
died
be.
in 1992.
Oh, is he?
No,
Here,
maybe.
definitely not. Unless he is, and there's a conspiracy. Ooh. But yeah, basically, I'm going to take us right back here, if you will, to 4000 BC. Okay, right? Flipsake, we're getting into it. Kicking back to 4000 BC, right? Now, a lot of my notes and research came from a little friend of mine called ChatGPT. So, and you know what? It's given me the basis, and I've gone away and I've actually researched this stuff. So, I actually, now looking back at this, I do not know what this means.
Mesopotamia.
Yes,
It's a civilization.
very good. So, Mesopotamia
It's not a quiz.
and Sumer. No, it's not a question at all.
Sumerian?
That is what I'm leading. So, the Sumerian myths,
Yeah.
okay, describe these gods called the Anukai,
Yeah.
who descended from the heavens to create or instruct mankind. First slide, please, Aaron, if you will. So this will be on the screen as well for the visual listeners. This is what people think these guys kind of look
Is
like.
that Prometheus?
It is. That is from Prometheus. That's kind of what they look like, and then basically.
How do you know?
Ridley Scott. Well, that's what we think. This is all relative.
Oh,
That,
right.
You know, time is relative. But then the theory is that not the theory. Ridley Scott kind of based the guys in Prometheus,
Engineers.
the engineers, off these guys here
Right.
from the Sumerian myths called the Anukai, who descended from the heavens to create or instruct mankind. What's the origin of the engineers in the films?
You don't know.
Okay.
They created mankind, but they're just there, like.
Okay.
Which is like the best part.
This
of
is like this ties into the Alien films, doesn't it? Prometheus?
yes.
it. Yeah, for me, this is a direct prequel.
It's part
Right.
of it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
I chatted more about aliens than I
He
could actually aliens.
he loves the Alien franchise, don't you?
Great franchise.
Never actually watched them. I've watched Alien versus Predator.
Oh god, not Callum. Sorry.
Is
Is it not?
No,
Okay.
it's like they're like ripping each other apart, and then Lance Henriksen. Anyway, doesn't matter.
Listen,
It's
I
not what
watched
we're
the
talking
first
about.
Predator last week. Wasn't great.
No.
I thought it was, you know what? For the time, I'm sure it's great.
Is that the one where it's like the Indian tribes? No. Is that Prey or something?
That's Prey. It's
Prey.
like indigenous people, I think. Yeah,
boring,
yeah, yeah. Indigenous people, get out of here.
The Aliens versus Predator game, though, by the way, side note, great.
I didn't even know there was one. I'm sure of course there is, like, but I'm not a big gamer.
You've got I can literally see an Xbox on the PlayStation.
Listen,
there.
this is not my house, okay? I do not own this house. That's someone else. Well, no, it is mine, but I don't really play it. I share it with my brother. Don't even worry about it. In modern, I don't know how to say this word.
Do you want me to look at it?
That one there?
Pseudo
Pseudo?
archaeology.
In modern pseudo-archaeology,
It's a great podcast.
In modern pseudo archaeology, no.
I see.
Anunnaki,
Up your bum.
Anunnaki are often reimagined as
Anunnaki, who's that?
he used to play for Celtic. Are often reimagined as ancient astronauts, but historically they were mythic deities, not literal extraterrestrials.
Yes. So in theory, they were. So when people think of extraterrestrials,
Yeah.
I obviously think of like E.T. and Martians and Wee Green Men, Space Raiders. You know what? So pick an onion.
Crisps.
Pick an onion. These guys, as I say, are more like he kind of looks like a bit of a snake. That guy there. Do you know what I mean?
Is he made out of metal?
He looks like he's wearing some sort of. He kind of looks like a predator a wee bit. As in like the killer, not like Savile.
Not like
not,
Donaldson.
No, not like member of the DUP. He's wearing like some sort of chainmail armor.
Which
underneath.
technically I don't think they would have, to be honest. They don't think they would need it.
No, it could not. It might not be chainmail. It might be some sort of alien thing.
Alien thing.
He looks like quite buggy, doesn't he?
Yeah, he looks like a bug.
Yeah. And then yes, as I say, these guys are sort of based off them. So basically, back in sort of 4000 BC, it wasn't as much like these guys are aliens. It's more like these guys are gods, right? Now, as a Presbyterian man, gonna miss me with this, but This is what these people, the Mesopotamia people.
Yep.
Wasn't that bang on?
Not really.
Not
but
really.
Close enough.
This is what these guys believe, that these guys basically created mankind, right? I think it kind of links to not links, but kind of same idea of like Kingdom of the Crystal Skull stuff. Indiana Jones and the Kingdom of the Crystal Skull.
I'm familiar,
in terms of like aliens have been here for thousands of years, and like they, there was tribes that worshipped them as gods and all this stuff.
Right.
Just like I was saying there, so let's not laugh at me as if I've got 6 heads. I'm not an alien myself. Then if we bring it forward to the Enlightenment, that's kind of 17th, 18th century.
You've just skipped like thousands of years.
Because you know what? Nothing happens during that. These guys believe that, and then they kind of just we move on. There's not loads to discuss. Apart from
No, you've missed a pretty critical thing.
Years, yeah.
yes, but what I'm saying
the
is
pyramids.
There's nothing. But okay, what do you think? What's your theory on the pyramids?
Well,
then?
people think that the pyramids were built by aliens.
But they weren't.
Well, how do you know?
Literally, I mean, there's kind of, you look at them, you kind of go, yeah.
But how could you?
No, I did see a fact. I did see a fact that was like we couldn't build them today.
Yeah, big 1,000-ton blocks. I don't know if that's a fact, by the way. I think there's literally a pyramid. I
got a few of these 1,000-ton blocks here.
there's like a pyramid in New Orleans for like a fishing shop or something. Do you know what I mean? Not out of blocks, but glass. But
yeah.
Regardless, there's like big 1,000-ton blocks that they like moved without like any machinery, and everyone goes, "Yeah, they did it with slaves." I'm like, the slaves weren't eating that good. Do you know what I mean? They weren't getting that much protein in.
True.
What were they eating? Papyrus?
I think the biggest evidence, actually, this isn't in my notes, actually, but yes, the biggest evidence, I suppose, is that if we couldn't build them today, how were they then built thousands and thousands of years ago
Aliens.
by these wee slaves?
Yeah.
Now, wee slaves is so disrespectful, but you know what I'm saying?
Well, I mean, they're 1,000 odd years
yeah, I know
old.
they're not going to be writing into Ofcom about me.
They're writing on papyrus saying, make podcast equipment more expensive.
No way Anubis jars, you open it up. I'm not happy with that podcast pilot that you listened to. That's great, Betty. Way back to your slumbery wee freaky mummy. Anyway, but yeah, I actually am inclined to believe that the guys we're going to look at later on here in terms of like actual potential alien species, I'm actually more inclined to believe, okay, maybe they did build the pyramids. My question would be, why?
People think it's a communication thing.
Yeah, it's like the actual, like, if you look at the longitude and latitude of them, I don't believe this, by the way. This is just like what nutjobs think.
Yeah.
But and if you're a nutjob who thinks this, read a book. But it's like the longitude and latitude are like something to do with like the moon and the sun.
Okay.
I think, isn't that right?
Something about it lines up really perfectly with the stars. And all
Yeah.
that.
Right, okay. I mean, I suppose that makes sense. I suppose I could tell you that light's a beacon to, the...
And as a civil engineer, that's not easy to do. You know?
Yeah, but that's it, mate. That's why I brought you on.
Not because I'm an alien.
But yeah, you're one of those guys that has a bunch of wee alien men controlling you inside. You ever seen those guys?
They're just up my... next question.
But yeah, so then you have these people. But now I would concur that these same kind of guys here are the same people that people probably suspected built the pyramids, in terms of like these tribes would probably still kind of follow this type of
sort of
imagery,
yeah.
goddess imagery, not
Goddess?
goddess, like gods imagery, gods and monsters. But if we bring it forward to a little section I'm calling the Enlightenment, that is the 17th to the 18th century.
You called it the Enlightenment.
No, ChatGPT gave me that, and I kept that as a subheading. Next slide, please. So we've Kepler, Descartes, and Fontenelle, right? Okay.
Oh, there's no way you've said Descartes like that.
What? How would you say?
Descartes.
Oh, right. Descartes?
Descartes.
I'm just saying what I see. Now, I will say, this guy here, Descartes,
Not his name.
he kind of looks
French, mate.
He looks like a guy you'd see during the Troubles. He would
looks
be
like
and say
Michael
nothing. Yeah, he would be and say nothing. This guy here
They all kinda
looks
look like
like
they'd be and say
one
nothing,
of the
to be
open micers on the local scene. Do you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
Wait, for you think I'm talking about? 'Cause could be talking about different people. I'll call his name. I was gonna say, you know,
No.
he looks like him. It's wild. He looks not like, but you know what? He probably acts like him.
So these
Good bit of editing
these
done
guys
there.
here, yeah. These guys here, all speculated that planets and moons might be inhabited. Now, I will say,
How would they know?
I was going to say, there's a fair chance these guys were smoking the reefer during this time because there's no way.
No, you know what that
Fontanelle-
is? No, they're like just smart guys about. They're like, I think Descartes is actually a philosopher, isn't he? You didn't look at this.
Come on, mate.
I think
This podcast is called Daniel Houston Knows
I
Nothing.
think he's a
potentially.
philosopher. I have a feeling Kepler is something to do with moths, because he's holding a compass. To be fair,
I mean, I thought they were chopsticks, so fair play.
what?
we buy the sushi off the side of
I feel like they were probably just like three smart fellas. Is that one on the end even a fella?
I was going to say, that looks like a West Belfast man that's just got out of the shower. That's it around her head.
But like
turban.
they're just like smart people in society. And, like no one else knows anything at all, and they've just been like, yeah, here by the way, there's people living on the moon.
But do you know what
and
it
everyone's
is?
like, oh yeah, fair enough, I believe him.
It's the same as like, remember, what do you call him? Stephen Hawking a few years ago was like, there's gonna be a black hole, and then there was never. I remember being in school one day and people were like, this is it. This is the day of the black hole. This is what Stephen Hawking said, and then surprise, surprise, nothing happened. There's a fair chance these guys.
Do you like a black hole?
There's a fair chance these guys just made this up, is my thought process. Because they coined the term plurality of worlds. What am I doing? Plurality of worlds, which became a common scientific
Which just
discussion
means that
topic.
there's a number of planets.
Number of planets, which obviously they were correct about that.
Yeah.
Now, listen.
Yeah, because they could see them, surely.
But I listen. This is what I'm saying because, and this is me being really stupid. So feel free to ridicule me if you want to, but do it nicely. Like obviously, I can't walk outside my house and look up and see another planet.
Yeah.
These guys had telescopes.
Yeah.
Were they powerful enough to see other planets?
Depends with light pollution as well, I would say. And
Yeah,
Aye.
they wouldn't have had much light pollution then.
Talk to me about light pollution. What is light pollution?
It's like gases in the like they make the air denser. I'm pretty sure that means you can't see the stars as well. Right. Like it's why if you go into the countryside, you can see the stars better than if you were in like I don't know,
is it?
like Jeonju, China.
Oh,
China.
oh, really? Okay, I actually did not know that.
That's where you were working recently.
I was causing the light pollution. That was my sole job.
So yeah, these three guys kind of coined this idea. Now, I think if this happened nowadays, I feel like people would just be like, you know, jog on Kepler. I really like saying the word Fontanelle. I think that's really cool. He does look like. Listen, he strikes me as just being gay.
Yeah,
Do you know what I mean?
I see it.
He just has that look about him of like, you know what? I mean, out of those three guys, I think he's pretty gay. And nothing wrong with that, of course.
Kepler's just straight up flexing with that whatever that neck thing is.
Yeah, he needs
Bring that back.
He needs to have work with himself. Either that or he's wrecked himself, like skateboarding or something, and now he's put that around his neck. That's just a wee thing. And Descartes or whatever just needs to sort his hair out. He looks like Freddie Mercury. Like not old Freddie Mercury, like young Freddie Mercury. Like before, have you seen Bohemian Rhapsody?
No.
Okay. So you know, like Freddie Mercury when Rami Malek's first introduced, he looks like that with a worse facial hair and a weird nose. So then we have the Mars Canal theory. Aaron, do me a favour, look this up a wee bit, would you? Even though I have 3-page document of notes. So the Mars Canal theory is by Percival Lowell, whoever that is, in the 1890s. This guy claimed that there was artificial canals on Mars, which obviously was then evidence of alien civilization. So there is, I think this is confirmed, okay, that there is water on Mars. That's a thing.
No, I don't think there's full water though, is there? There's evidence that there was water, but there's not water now.
So this guy's claiming that not only was there water, but it was artificial water, so like not from the planet.
It's like a subsurface permafrost. So it's not actually on the surface, but there is water on Mars.
Underneath. So that.
How does he have it?
No, yes. I mean, can I just say, in the 1890s, Percival, I'm calling absolute dung on this, mate.
Oh yeah, I think this was a recent discovery. So I think this boy's just.
I think either this boy has taken an absolute punt and got it right, and he's going happy days, or I think it's he's an absolute joker. I would say there's a lot of people back in these days that were just, you know, throwing stuff at the wall and seeing what sticks. And I would say 90% of the time they're probably wrong, and the only reason these guys kind of are seen as right is because we discovered it hundreds of years later, and they were like, oh, they are actually one of those guys. Is pretty
Who's the one
spot on,
who
but
did
that-
Gravity? Was it Isaac Newton?
Yes.
He was like, oh, things keep falling from the
Yeah,
trees
but-
here.
but I don't get that.
Gravity, you call that?
So did he? I mean, obviously he didn't invent gravity because gravity is a thing, but he just coined the term, did he?
I don't. Yeah, I think he did.
He just go, all right, what do you want? Like, do you know what I mean? do you know what I mean? Like, that's like you come off the name of this podcast. Dan Houston loves it. What are they going to do? You know, hail you for hundreds of
He
years?
did a wee bit to be fair. You did glaze him a wee bit.
You know what? I do love the name, to be fair. Dan Houston loves it. Don't love the way I'm getting absolutely scrutinised for all my research.
I wouldn't even call it research.
No, I would listen. ChatGPT goes.
All your prompting.
I'm doing a topic. Yeah, all my prompting and copying into a word.
I'm doing a
document.
podcast called Daniel Houston Loves It.
That's a great name.
That's not far off from what I was putting in there. But listen, we'll bring it forward again. So there's a key difference between UFO sightings and aliens, okay? Because obviously UFOs, unidentified flying objects, that does not mean alien life. That could be anything. You know, it could be me on a Sunday morning flying over the cookies.
Have you got any of the big UFO sightings on there?
do indeed.
Like, have you got the Dorito?
I heard about the Dorito, but I didn't note it down.
He just lied to me.
No. Well, I have some here. So I have this is Kenneth Arnold. Okay, this is who this guy is. He needs to go to Turkey. So this is often cited as the first modern U.S. flying saucer sighting. He actually coined the term flying saucer.
It's not even a saucer though.
No, so this looks more like a batarang he's got on this image here. So pilot Kenneth Arnold reported seeing 9 shiny objects flying at high speed near Mount Rainier, Washington, and then yes, the term flying saucer entered public use. I will say this here isn't certainly like anything that would just be kicking about in the air.
Well, no. It could, well, what year was this?
This was 1947, 24th of June.
I mean, yeah, it's not as if you could pass it off as like a military plane or anything. But like, do we know what's his background?
Kenneth Arnold, that he was a pilot in a US
So he
Army
would
pilot.
know his stuff then. To be fair, at least you know you could. But like, how fast were they flying? Like, he saw 9 of them. Why
I
is
saw 9 of them flying at high speed.
That's there.
that's them there?
Oh really?
I was gonna say, why did no one else see it?
Take photo, yeah. Because I do think back in the day, you can get get away, as you saw earlier with Kepler and the like. You can just get away basically just saying stuff. And
Yeah.
being like, here,
No
this-
one
this
asked for any
happened, and
evidence.
no one can basically be like,
Yeah.
oh, I didn't take a photo or anything, because none of that stuff existed.
Photos definitely exist.
Well, sorry, they existed, but it's not like you just take a snapshot out and be like,
Aye.
ching, and then fold it back into this product.
You have to get that big tent and all.
Yeah, exactly. So like, I will say this is quite again. He could have just been like, "Oh, this would be a cool."
I have a theory that
Go on.
maybe like young fellas were doing it at the time to like try to get attention from girls. But like, yeah, here.
I was saying UFOs.
Yeah, you know, because you can't like lie about like how much money you're making, because like everyone will know or like what you're doing with your life. So you'd be like, oh, here, I actually saw like a flying saucer in the air. I was just like, oh my, you're so interesting.
Well, you'd be the type of guy. You're right. He would bring it up every day. For the
Yeah,
rest of his
here,
life.
I saw a flying saucer the other day. And
You'd
I'm
be,
like,
out, you'd be out this Christmas do like, lads, see when I was up in there and all them flying saucers. I'll be like, Kenneth, do us a favour, knock it in the head. That's all. Kenneth's my middle name. Oh, you know that. We talked about that in your podcast. Yeah.
riff raff.
Yeah, rest in peace, Granda Ken. But flying saucer, in terms of like, what's interesting with this to me though is he's the very first guy. Do you know what I mean?
Right.
So it's not like, you know, it's not like this is just like I could be like, oh, I saw a flying saucer or UFO tomorrow. I'll be like, well, the concept of this has been around for hundreds of years. This wasn't really a concept before this in terms of
He's the
like
first guy that reported it.
first guy reported actually seeing something in the sky.
I think that back then as well, you run a real risk of like getting sectioned in the mental institution. If you're like,
absolutely.
I saw things flying in the sky the other night. They're like, oh, time for you to get a white jacket on.
There was also the Roswell incident in
Roswell, New Mexico.
Yeah, the next month.
It's a weather balloon.
It was a weather balloon.
Yeah.
No, have you heard the story of the kid in the weather balloon?
No.
It's another one of those train wreck documentaries on Netflix. Slight tangent. Me and Aaron watched the mayor of
Mayhem or
Mayor of Mayhem. Basically, this Canadian mayor who just absolutely loved it. Coke, like just loved Coke, and just he was like absolutely flat out in the Coke, like and like really interesting documentary actually, wasn't it? Like, and he ended up did love him. Spoiler: he died. But what's that funny? But he he died. But the documentary was good. Why was I reading on that? Oh yes, there was another one about
Kid in the air balloon.
basically there's this guy Looper built this massive UFO that it basically was a massive weather balloon that went into the sky, and then it was meant to be tied down, right? And his wife didn't tie it down. Now, listen, the way I'll describe this is not me insinuating anything. His wife was not from America, okay? And her grasp of the English language was not great at all.
Right.
So when they interviewed her in the documentary, me and my family were kind of looking at each other like, she could be saying anything here in terms of like, you know,
Yeah.
I don't think she has a clue of what she's talking about, never mind what actually happened. But basically then what happened is they were meant to have this UFO thing tied down, and it was just kind of raised like 10 meters into the sky, whatever. She didn't tie it down. Their son allegedly snuck on board because it was big enough, and then she didn't tie it down and it just took off in the sky with this kid in it.
Get him back.
No, it turns out, so then they couldn't find this kid anywhere. What had happened was the dad had shouted at him and he ran up into the roof space and was just like crying his eyes out in the roof space. But then the National Guard was out looking for this kid because they were like, if we shoot this down, there's a kid inside.
So he wasn't even in the weather
He
balloon.
was never in the weather balloon.
What was the point of this story?
But then the whole point of the documentary was then like, did this family orchestrate this for a bunch of media attention because they got a lot of money for it and all this stuff, blah blah blah, all this stuff, and then like they did. I think it was with Larry King. They did an interview about it, and the kid said something like, "When I was told." You know, something like he basically let it slip that there's a chance this was all staged. But this is what that reminded me of. That's absolute tangent. But those two events
He
created.
wasn't even in the weather.
No.
I'm raging.
No, sorry. Yeah, sorry. I'm sorry. The
Oh,
story
what
of
a
them. The
tease.
kid absolutely plummeted to his death in a weather
No,
balloon.
he wouldn't have. He would have froze to death first.
The atmosphere.
Yep.
See, Daniel Houston knows something about that. But
Freeze
yeah,
to death in the atmosphere.
yeah. Next slide, sorry, please. So this is a paper from the time about the Roswell daily. No, I find it quite funny. The headlights, the kind of headlines directly under the RAAF captures flying saucers straight to House passes tax slash by large margin, and the Security Council pays way to talks on arms reduction. I would be more concerned about. So there you go. Roswell hardware, man and wife report disc scene. Now this one obviously confirmed to be total nonsense, right? Kenneth Arnold the month before still up for debate of what's happening, but who knows. Then what we're gonna look at now is, what was that Dorito one? Sorry, go ahead.
The Dorito, it's like from the. It's not that old. Sure, it's not the Dorito one, as far as I know. Yeah, we'll pull that up, Jimmy.
Yeah,
I'm pretty sure the Dorito was like U.S. fighter jets. Was it in the 90s potentially?
I'm not being a melt. Was it because they were shaped like Doritos?
Yes.
There you go.
But they were like.
The Dorito you're setting, Dudley Dorito, a large triangular UFO with lights on its underside, seen multiple times over the West Midlands in the UK between 2007 and 2011.
I've completely made up. It wasn't U.S. fighter jets.
was
What,
UK?
what year was it?
I think
2007.
between 2007 and 2011.
So the thing about them that was so
Is it?
weird was they would just they would just stop
In midair?
midair and then bolt off at like light speed, basically. Not light speed, but like close enough.
Again, something that we probably wouldn't be
What's
able
the
to do.
one? What's the US one? There's like one with the. Do you have it on the notes?
What was it?
There's like a US one where they see these like orbs, and the orbs do the same thing. They like stop midair, like that no other like plane can do, and just completely bolt off.
they take off at such speed that's unreal.
Yeah, like the orbs,
like
but then stop dead as well.
So and
But
that's
they
in
were
the
seen
US?
by fighter jets and the Navy.
Right.
Do you have a note on why all of the like majority of UFO sightings are seen in like America?
No, actually, I didn't actually think about that.
Because they're all wired up.
Yeah.
That's it. They're all just lunatics.
Yeah. Well, certainly. So I would say this one here, the Roswell one, discredit that entirely because we know that's out there. That's totally false. Kenneth Arnold up for debate, but like who knows? Area 51 is what I was going to get on to next in terms of like Nevada desert. Obviously, had that viral meme from a few years ago when everybody was out.
We're gonna take a really-
we're gonna narrative run at
Yeah.
Area 51. What do you think would have happened?
Shot.
People did go.
Yeah, but they weren't allowed in.
30 people?
Yeah, and they weren't going to do anything like worth it.
That's one of those ideas that like is good crack at the time. Then you get there and they go, "You're not coming in."
It's
you
like
go,
it was like Coney 2012.
what's that?
Do you not know Coney? Do you know Coney? Coney 2012, it was like this is mad. This is also a big mad tangent. There's like a warlord in Africa called Joseph Kony, right, who was using like child soldiers and all, right, to fight like an uprising or whatever. And this like charity like made this whole thing like, oh, nobody knows about Joseph Kony, and like Kony 2012 was like this big project of like everyone, like they did this big mad like 30-minute YouTube video. It was dead interesting, got you hyped up, like, and they were basically gonna sell like sticker packs of like Kony 2012 and like all the
Kony 2012
because that's when the year was, and the whole hope was to like stop him, but like the money was to like the whole idea was to like go around your like local towns and put up Kony 2012 stickers to like start, like they could raise awareness some more because no one knew who he was. And then the guy who did it, I just lost the plot completely, and obviously nobody bought it. Like, well, people weren't. I actually think I have a Facebook.
You 15 Coney 2012 stickers in your house.
I do think I have like one of my cover photos is like Coney 2012.
Seriously?
I'll actually check it here.
You an ally, were you?
Oh yeah, it was 100%. But the guy who did it ended up having like a nervous breakdown and like was seen running about somewhere in America completely naked.
I say butt naked, just
just absolutely off his head.
So yes, that would discredit your
charity. Yeah, it would, alright.
Yeah, you're the support.
How do I get into my cover photos?
Go to your cover photos and just flick through them, bro.
Oh, it's too many there. Like, I'll just see if I can scroll down.
You strike me as the type of guy, like, when a major terrorist attack happens, you update your profile picture with just the Facebook filter, you know those guys? Like
the Paris one and all.
Remember Day, you've all the wee poppy filter. Just clearly does not fit your profile picture whatsoever.
It's just me. I'm not going to say it.
Yeah. But yeah, Area 51, Nevada Desert, right? Okay, well, you find that. As you say, based out in America, it interests me more so, right? That the UK and the rest of the world, obviously Russia and all, well, they're all always up to something. You know they want, you know they're having a wee study or something, but they're not very public about it. You know?
Going 2012, stopping nothing. Show it the camera.
Yeah, brilliant.
Just to prove I'm an ally.
So yeah, like, you know, there would be a lot of what makes me ponder is that the UK seem to have no site that kind of does any sort of research in this.
Because it's pointless.
Do you know what I mean?
Not that you know of anyway, though.
Yeah, not that I would. Yeah, well, true.
What are they hiding from us? Sure, there was the Joe Rogan podcast. What did you call your man who was on that?
Oh, I know you're on about.
Lazar?
Yeah, Bob. Was it
Bob Lazar?
Hold on, let me see.
Surely you have Bob Lazar.
I might. I think
God, 3 pages.
Maybe I don't. No, I don't.
Basically, Bob Lazar.
Travis Walton, he was also on the Joe Rogan Experience. Talking about aliens.
Was he?
Doesn't matter. I'll come back to it.
Bob Lazar was one who worked. I don't know if it was Area 51 or if it was somewhere else in Nevada, wasn't it? But he basically said like, he went into work and they were just testing on an actual alien, like they were like probing him and like poking and prodding him. You know, and Catholicing him.
Area 51?
I don't know if it was Area 51 specifically, but it was like
one of them ones.
One of those areas. Yeah.
But they had like flying saucer technology and they were like testing it and everything. And then I don't know if like the guy ever got really discredited for being a nutcase or not, because I think NASA came out and were like, this guy's never worked for us in his life.
See, but this is the problem. There's so many people.
Coincidentally, the guy had no evidence to show.
Yeah,
it was just like, I'll take my word for it.
Oh, I saw this from work. Mate, you could be working in a centre. You know, there's no like.
You would see a few aliens coming into some centres.
Here, tell me about it. I used to work in a centre. We both used to work in a centre. Mate, some of the goings on. But Area 51 began to be used in the mid-1950s for high-altitude reconnaissance plane, the U-2. Not the singers, and other secret projects. The map destiny in Area 51 is a geographic label. So basically, it just kind of garnered this because they were testing all these jets and these planes.
Right.
People then were like, must be aliens, must be like these UFOs and stuff like that. So it wasn't necessarily, now this is what is out there, who knows.
Yeah.
But all this stuff is, to be up for debate. But it doesn't necessarily, conclude that like, oh, that's not what they're doing there. Well, no, but in media and TV and all, it's basically just... That's
not why it's so sketchy. There was not something to do with a ranch beside it.
What's the ranch beside?
There's a ranch beside Area 51. I'm pretty sure, I don't know what it is. There's something to do with a ranch beside or near Area 51 that's like all the animals died or something, I'm pretty sure. I might have made that up.
Did someone kill them all?
There is something weird about that specific location, though.
There is definitely, and I I tell you what.
even before Area 51, like
Right.
there was a whole like reason why they wanted Area 51. What's in the other areas?
Well, I kind of looked into this. They're just wee small things. There's not like Area 50. Area 31 might be like just a wee base with 5 of us. Like a wee shack somewhere, with like 5 people. They're not all like massive, big. But Project Blue Book. So that was, I'm 90% sure that was in Area 51. So it was a study of UFOs, but that apparently was not the reason it was set up in the first place. It was more like for testing military equipment. Now I will say, if I was in Nevada, I would want to be nowhere near Area 51 or anything like that. It is all
Why?
too sketch. It's all a bit sketch for me.
If an alien was to come down to Earth, right, a wee flying saucer arrives
Brilliant.
outside this house, right?
You'd have them on air.
What's your story, big man?
The stairs descend
Any
from
gigs
the
coming
flying
up?
saucer.
Yeah.
The pav. Sorry, Luke.
Few aliens. What?
The stairs descend, and out walks a wee green man, and he says, "What's a crack? Tell me about you." Or like, what do you want to know? What's the first thing you're asking an alien?
I did think about this because I thought this would come up of like, if an alien met us, what would they say? I think I'd cack my pants. I really do. I really do
he's
think
come
I
out and
would.
he's non-threatening.
Okay. So he says, "Hello, what's the crack? Tell me about yourself."
Well, no, like, he's asking you a question. He's like, "What do you want to know?"
I would say, do you know what it is? No matter what question I ask, it'll not be the right one. I think I'd say something. The first thing come to my head is, "How many of you are there?" This is such a bad question because he was like, "There's 3 of us."
More flips.
Yeah, there's 3 of us here. That's it. You've got that's the one question. You're just like, well, that's told me nothing. I think I'd probably ask. Because if it's like a genie scenario where you've got to be quite specific, or they'll just give a vague answer.
You're not getting one. I'm just asking what the first thing you ask is.
Probably where have you come from?
Yeah, where'd you go?
Yeah.
Where'd you come from, Cotton Eye Joe?
that could be his name, Cotton Eye Joe. But yeah, I think I'd probably say, where have you come from?
And then he says somewhere, and you're like, right, where's
Well,
that?
yeah, like,
Bottle of
and you
money.
go, come on, mate. Is that not what maps? Anyway, yes. So Project Blue Book was a study done by the United States Air Force to determine whether UFOs were a threat to national security, and it was ran out of Ohio, so not Area 51. So there was over 12,600 UFO reports collected, and only about 701, roughly 6%,
Yeah.
remain unidentified even after investigation. So, not 94% of UFOs
Yeah.
are just nothing.
I think the problem as well is a lot of people go out looking for them. It's one of those
Definitely.
things. Don't go looking for it. That'll find you.
Yeah, well,
You know what I mean?
we'll find out soon that there's a few people.
Have you got probing on this?
Oh,
have you?
we have some probing.
Nice.
We have some probing
Let's get
gear on
probe.
this. But there's a few in terms of Project Blue Book. So this ran from 1952 to 1969. Nice. There was a few specific people. Dr. J. Allen. Sorry, next slide. Dr. J. Allen Hynek. This boy here.
What is the purpose of this slide, Joe? Just
Just
to show me
just
the
to
fella?
put a name to the face. Absolutely looks kind of like Jerry Adams. Started as a
I can
skeptic.
see that actually.
He dismissed most UFO sightings as misidentifications or hoaxes. This kind of changed over time. After like years of seeing, I suppose when you've got after 12,000 reports, you probably be a bit melted out. Seeing reports that couldn't be easily explained, he began to believe that some cases might represent genuine, like just unknown phenomena.
So he was the one running the project.
He was,
Right,
yeah.
okay.
Sorry, scientific advisor. So one of the guys running it. There's a quote from here.
A scientific advisor about aliens must be such a it's like
It's a
real,
free one. It's an absolute free
It's a
one.
spoof of a job, like, isn't it?
It is an absolute free
here, hello, yeah, I saw an alien. No, you didn't. And that, there you go.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
is that
£6,000, please. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, literally. I know. What are you getting paid a month? To be
what
a
are you
scientific
doing in
advisor?
uni for that?
How much are you getting paid now? Yeah, yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Degree in.
Here, I know
Aliens?
I know all the science there is about all the science in our world, and then they're like, "What do you want to do?" Oh, I want to talk about things that we
Stuff
don't
with
know
no
exist."
idea about.
Yeah.
That I can just kind of wafflers, getting on wafflers. He is live actually.
Is he?
I think so. Well,
We'll ring him.
don't
Is that not ET phones home?
Very good. There was a residue. So he said there was a residue of inexplicable cases that I could not brush off. Now, again, I do think after
A residue?
yeah, weird,
What a weird
way
word
to
to use.
describe that. I do think after 12,000 reports, I'd say your head's probably a wee bit fried.
I've had to deal with some alien residue before.
Come on here. Come on here. Know what you're like, mate. Few unidentified flying objects.
I'd say so.
Later in life, Hynek said he didn't necessarily believe in aliens visiting Earth, but he believed there were some genuinely unexplained that deserve further study. I mean, that kind of just disproves your entire life's work. If your entire job is like, listen, I'm a scientific advisor for aliens, and then after you retire, like, to be honest, I don't believe these guys were here. Be going.
Just out of curiosity, I kind of looked up. A scientific advisor can like generally start at like 86 grand, but they can go
What?
Up to, like, it can go up to 150.
What? Yeah.
I'm in the wrong line of work.
It's,
Yeah,
If you're listening to this and you need a scientific advisor on aliens, give
that's
me a
just a
shout.
joke.
yeah.
You know, I bet you he's coming home to his wife and kids every weekend going,
Oh, you want to hear what I told him today?
some tough work today, Flipsake. Talking about some unexplained residue, mugs game. Who wants a Chinese? Daddy's buying. Yeah, absolutely. Imagine ringing him when he's on holiday. Jay Allen, we've discovered something. He goes, I'm sure we have, guys. Just tell me when the money's been deposited in my account. Thank you very much. What a flip mentalist. Now, this next guy, Major Hector Quintanilla, you could definitely play this guy in a film. So yeah.
I thought that was going to be grossly offensive.
No, that's not horrific. To be fair, so it says 1923 to 1968. I think that was when he was alive, potentially. I don't think that's when he. I don't know.
No, I read 1963 to 1969. I thought he was
right.
only 7. Rough paper.
He's doing well, looking well.
Rough
Looking well
paper,
for
right?
7 years old. So he was the final director. That sounds very scary for no reason. The final director. So he oversaw Project Blue Book during its most controversial years, including the 1966 Michigan swamp gas incident. so
I've had some Michigan swamp gas incidents.
unfortunately, this is not as interesting as it appears. What is the swamp gas incident? The final report they're very final with stuff. The final report concluded that firstly, Jay Allen was an absolute swindler.
Really?
No. But concluded that no UFOs investigated were a threat to US security. Which, do you know what? I think I'd be slightly cheesed off if you were doing all this work and you just went, we just kind of realised there was no problem. And you're going, well, I mean...
Well, how do you determine when it's a problem or not? When it's shooting at you? It's like, yeah, you don't need a scientist.
when it nukes Nevada or Ohio, yeah.
It's shooting lasers into your house. You're like, yeah, I think this is a bit offensive.
Yeah...
What was the swamp gas incident?
Literally that their investigators said it's not very exciting that the
No,
UFOs
what do you mean? Where's the swamp gas?
exactly there was no evidence that any sightings involved extraterrestrial vehicles.
I don't believe you've done proper research here.
Absolutely fair enough. The project ended on December 17th, 1969. Yeepa. So yeah, that's the swamp gas incident. Look up in case
They were two mass sightings of unidentified flying objects during the nights of March 20th and 21st, 1966, Michigan, United States. The first occurred around marshland near Dexter. Good program. While the second mass sighting took place near the campus Arboretum of Hillsdale College, about 50 miles away. And they were actually football shaped.
They are. Yeah, they're fairly. They're fairly. There he is. Is that him?
No, that's Jay Allen Hynek.
Oh, is it?
Yeah, that's
Oh, he
Hynek.
must have grown a beard.
Yeah. The airport
All that hard work he's doing.
The Air Force denied reports that it had scrambled jets to chase a UFO. You know, see if it's there, I wouldn't even bother. See if someone said, here, go up and chase at me.
Well, first, see if someone's like, there's a UFO up there, I'm going, and find the final director, right? And go, Daniel, we've found one, and we can take him out here if you want. And I'm going, is it fast? You go, it's going at light speed. We gross alien inside, we can see him. I'm going, boys, let him go about his business and let him lead. Like, see if he wants to have a look around. He's more than welcome. It's like viewing a house. If you want to have a wee look around, you're more than welcome.
Kicking a few tires.
Yeah, I'm not. Let's not antagonize because he needs to hit one button and then everybody's here.
Am I right in saying that you don't use the term unidentified flying objects anymore?
It's UAP.
UAP.
Unidentified aerial phenomenon.
UFO.
Underage pensioner.
UFO.
I think
killer.
UFO got too commonly associated with like flying saucers, so they're
Yeah.
like, we need a UAP to be like, we just don't know what that is in the sky.
No, I do think, not that I necessarily believe this theory, but like, you ever seen the movie Paul?
Yeah.
Have you seen it?
No, but I don't know why you're going with it.
So in Paul, when they meet Paul the alien, who voices Paul, by the
Seth
way?
Rogen.
Seth
Seth
Rogen,
Rogen,
yeah.
of course it does. That's a very poor Seth Rogen.
Peter Griffin.
But
I thought you were calling me Peter.
no. Oh,
You invite me up. You invite me a look. You offer me a
not
look.
at all. I
one
was
Coke.
making fun of. But yeah, in Paul, basically they ask Paul like, no way, like, is this what, I didn't know this is what aliens look like, and he basically says they've been drip feeding like on like, you know, Space Raiders movies, all this stuff,
Yeah.
so that when aliens do get exposed, we don't lose our minds, basically.
Yeah.
I think
It's not a documentary, by the way.
no, it's not. But it's an interesting theory. I think I might have to cut this line. The exact quote is, "They've been drip feeding it, so when people do, you know, see me for the first time, you guys don't have a attack." I think it's the exact line. So I mean, I think it's an interesting theory that, again, these concepts have got to come from somewhere. That one you just showed is probably the most close to like
Yeah.
a normal UFO, football-shaped UFO. Finally, we're getting on to abductions. Go on, if you find something.
Did you ever
Sorry,
play?
no, I was just looking into that idea of where did the grey men come
Yeah.
from. But I was laughing at my own Google search because they would think I'm skits. Where did little grey men alien come from? But I think notably 1961. From the, I don't know if you're going to talk about this, is Betty and Barney Hill.
Well,
Yeah, I saw
that's
that in the
very
notes.
There you
interesting
go.
because this is the Betty and Barney Hill abduction.
Betty and
1960.
Barney Hill.
Barney, sorry.
Barney, oh.
So this is one of the most famous cases ever. A married couple, Betty and Barney Hill.
Not real names.
Very funny. names, it
Of
must
course
be
they're
said.
getting abducted by aliens.
Must be said.
If it was like Frank and Janice, like Jones, do you know what I mean? They're not getting abducted.
Janice Jones. Well, Frank and Janice Jones around the corner there. Frank Jones. That's a character. Write that down. Frank Jones. So they were driving through rural New Hampshire at night when they saw a bright object following their car. They said the craft, I love calling it the craft, that's so cool. The craft descended, blocking the road. Barney claimed he saw non-human figures looking at him from inside the craft. So they both later reported that they were missing about 2 hours, so they couldn't remember like 2 hours of time, as in like where, you know, what they did. There were strange marks on their car. Betty had vivid dreams of being examined on board, and under hypnosis, both gave frighteningly similar descriptions of humanoid beings. Again,
Who knows? Like,
Who knows?
Also, there could be like some explanation, like they could have been out for dinner and the chef could have used mushrooms that were like psilocybin in them, and they've just absolutely tripped out for a couple of hours. Do you know what I
Barney,
mean?
the road's blocked.
The 60s.
Betty!
Do you see those humanoid figures? Why is my bum sore? Have you got the little green children of like? There's a place in there's a place in England. It's like a urban myth. Some place in England, and the in this village one day, just two green children like just arrived out of nowhere, and their clothes looked weird, but they were like human children, just green. And this is like 1600s or something. It's called like the Green Children of something. I can't remember what it's called.
Green children or something.
But like the town people were like,
Pit?
of what?
Will Pit?
Probably. I have no
Is
idea.
he boys here?
What
No.
the flip?
Well, I don't know what they're meant to look like. It's in like the 1600s. There was no photos of them. They just spawned in basically in this town one day, and then everyone was like, "Why are you green?" And they were like, "We're not from here." And they're like, "Where are
Surely
you
that's
from?"
prime, like, burn the witches time as well, wouldn't it be?
Well, see,
well,
the-
you're a bit off Salem
The
Mistrals.
thing is like the two accounts that it came from is like one guy said it to someone else who then like wrote about it 100 years later. You know, I know no one can read or write.
yeah.
So like the whole like the whole,
Hold that thought, because when I learn to read and write, I'll write that down.
yeah, exactly. Whenever you find someone who can read and write, tell them about this.
So, mate, see if you find someone one, get them to jot that one down on their stone or whatever, stone tablet.
The theory is that they were either aliens or they were very malnourished and they were just like their skin was just like kind of grey.
Like cirrhosis or whatever.
apparently-
Yeah, it's so disrespectful.
Apparently, when when they started eating after a normal diet, the green skin just disappeared and they learned to speak English.
Well, do you know what?
No,
People are they're aliens. They're going. I'm gonna pick the eat. That's what the problem was. You flipping up it.
they were apparently they were Flemish immigrants, so they must have just been like
Sorry, Flemish.
yeah.
Belgium.
Okay.
They must have just. We've been to Belgium.
I don't.
They were speaking
No one's
Flemish, like-
walking about going.
They were.
I'm a Flemish.
No, but like, they were speaking Flemish.
They have two different
Flemish sounds like an alien.
They have
creature.
two different governments in Belgium, the Belgian government and the Flemish government. I think that's right. They definitely have two governments. I don't know if you call the other one the Belgian one, but it might
Here,
be, might be
we were in
French.
Belgium and went, this place is a kip. Didn't we?
We probably went to the wrong sort of it.
Man,
No, I think anyone who's been is just like, there's nothing to do here.
We-
No, I went to Bruges, gorgeous, but Brussels.
Bruges is cool
Brussels,
because
yeah,
of in Bruges, you know what I mean? Like,
We went to Brussels.
a pack of fat elephants.
You don't get up them stairs.
So I thought the movie had started,
after doing them stairs, fair enough. They are
Really?
They're big stairs. Like you're climbing all the way to the top. Going, this is never going to end. Genuinely.
I suppose when you get up there, you do think of just jumping like.
Yeah.
What?
So they put nets up.
Is there?
Yeah.
There was nets on the Eiffel Tower, to be fair.
This is a bit rogue. This is in deep cut. Do you remember this? We did a podcast a couple of years ago, and we mentioned in Bruges on it. Do you remember this? And I made a podcast clip talking about it because I think you were going to Bruges. And I just put clips from the movie in the clip, specifically the bit where he splats on the ground, and it went on TikTok, and there were people commenting on being like, "I cannot believe you're so disgusting that you've just put this guy killing himself online."
It's a
I
film.
went, "Do you know what? Fair enough," and deleted it. And then afterwards, I went, "It's a movie. It's probably a watermelon exploding." Anyway, side tangent. Brussels, mate. We got off the train. When we arrived in central Brussels, and I was looking about going, oh my goodness. Firstly, they love Tintin. They're
Yeah.
horned to the
Tintin?
teeth
Yeah, it was
for
me in Brussels.
Tintin.
Or
As in the wee
Brussels,
dog?
sorry.
Yeah, Snowy is the dog.
Snowy, yeah,
Tintin's
yeah.
the guy. I went to Tintin for World Book Day in primary school. My dad, this is actually great. My dad using like two skewers you'd use for like a kebab or like roasting marshmallows.
Yeah.
Printed out Snowy the dog's head, stuck the skewers in the inside of my school bag, and then had the dog head poking out the top like on a piece of paper. Brilliant costume. Didn't get what it deserved in primary school. But they love Tintin. We also
I did not know that.
when we left the
I think
train
the
station,
Belgian, I think it was made. in
Yeah.
Belgium, like.
Right.
we arrived into a place what we refer to as Crackhead Alley,
Oh,
which
guys
was
walking,
just like
boys walking around with like one arm and
one
stuff.
arm.
Like,
Really?
Yeah, it was like I was the one. Okay, thankfully you weren't staying there for the duration
Yeah.
of the trip because I was like,
and we were
this
staying
is
in
a kip.
France somewhere. Like,
What did we do the second when we were coming back from Brussels? Did we have a lot of time to kill there?
oh wait, we did. We went to. I think we went to get something to eat. We went to a pub and went, let's get out of here. It was just like, yeah.
I thought we did something. Should have gone to the cinema. Should have found a cinema.
Watch it in Flemish.
yeah, I don't know what's all this Flemish. So then,
Near clear my throat.
yeah, so very good, very good. So then a few years later,
That's very good. Why did you say it like that?
Yeah, I appreciate good comedy. That was 1961. Then 14 years later, Travis Walton, again, all these people are made up, was working with a logging crew when they said they saw a glowing object in the Arizona woods. Walton walked closer and was literally struck by a beam of light. His co-workers panicked and drove off. Unlucky Travis.
It's like that Simpsons episode.
Later returned to find him missed. Do you think I've watched The Simpsons?
Have you never watched The Simpsons?
I grew up in a Christian household. Do you think I was allowed to watch The Simpsons?
Well, The Simpsons isn't like demonic.
It's not demonic. It's just a wee bit rude at times. Do you
No,
know?
it's on Channel 4 at 6 o'clock.
Exactly. It's a wee bit rude. You know, it'd say piss and stuff like that. I know
They
that.
don't.
When I was younger, there you go.
This guy, he says he never watched The Simpsons.
Turns
Have you
out
never watched The Simpsons?
I've watched the odd episode. Like, I've no interest in it.
Why?
Like, it's. Can I say something? The Simpsons is brain rot. The Simpsons is brain rot.
No, it's
The early
not.
seasons are good.
There's nothing of substance to The Simpsons. Like,
There, you are. I just watch it from the start. Like,
I would sooner watch Family Guy than I would watch Simpsons.
well, you wouldn't have Family Guy without The Simpsons.
That's okay, but I would sooner watch. Don't worry about it. I know it's like Matt groaning, but like, oh hello, welcome Matt to the Aliens episode. But I would sooner watch Family Guy before The Simpsons.
It's not even good. Family Guy.
Oh, Family Guy's pretty funny.
Not as good as The Simpsons.
Oh, I think Family Guy's pretty
so
funny.
It's also it's objectively more brain rotting.
You were
than
allowed to
Simpsons.
watch Family Guy, but you're not allowed to watch The
Oh
Simpsons.
no, I wasn't allowed to watch Family Guy, but I used to watch compilations on YouTube when I was like 12, just being like, there's some good stuff. It's funny, like the wee
Pulled up
cutaways.
like John
No,
Hammond, Mad Men, just like it's great.
do you know what? Simpsons don't do cutaways, do they?
No.
I think the cutaways make Family Guy.
No, because
The
they're not even.
cutaways-
They're nonsense as
the
well.
cutaways
They're
are
good.
very
Cutaways can
funny.
be lazy and just whatever.
They can
Yeah,
be lazy,
exactly.
but Jimmy Storos for every cutaways, like.
They're good.
Yeah, oh, I drew that. I put it there. Come on. But Travis Walton, so his mates split and they later returned and he was gone. So they're like, oh, jeez.
What was the time frame? Like, how long did they were like, oh, we'll go back and get him here?
It doesn't say, it just says his co-workers panicked and drove off. They returned later. Walton reappeared 5 days later. Memories of being on a craft, tall humanoid beings around him, and a feeling of paralysis. What does that even like? Just
Like you can't
frozen,
move.
yeah. His crew members all passed polygraphs during the police investigation, which made the story more famous. Walton's story inspired the movie Fire in the Sky. Has anybody seen that? I haven't seen it. So he described them as 5 to 6 feet tall, large black eyes, thin build, grey skin, often appear as medical or scientist type beings. I can just imagine a big grey alien.
Thermometer. Or
Thermometer.
what do you call that? What do you,
Oh, that's frying me. I was trying to think of the same thing.
That's a picture from Fire in the Sky.
Oh, really?
Oh, my.
Yeah, jeepers.
Jeepers.
What do you call those things?
Is it a stethoscope?
Stethoscope. Stethoscope, yeah. That's what I'm picturing. The wee band that we sent the disc.
Travis Walton's still alive.
Yeah, so he was on Joe Rogan, I think.
Oh.
Now, he disappeared for 5 days. So the links here is that Betty described large eyes, grey skin, and Travis described the same thing: smooth skin, emotionless, thin. So like,
How many films had been out about aliens at this point, though? Were so like the
well, like what's
ideas
this?
in your head.
75.
Travis Walton.
That's
yeah,
when that
November
happened.
5th, 1975.
And
I mean,
the
like-
one before was 61.
I mean, Alien came out 4 years after.
They didn't look like aliens, though, did they?
The Xenomorphs?
Yeah.
No,
They're not. They're not your
Completely
standard
different.
aliens. But isn't that interesting? Like there hasn't been many movies about
But
just
the actual, like,
just those type
The
like
little green
humanoid-
men, like, you
Yeah.
know. But like, when did they first, like, when was the imagery of them first, like,
The
come
Little
out?
Grey Men. It came from that first abduction that you're marrying.
Yeah. No, there's a
Oh,
chance
was that what
Travis
it came
Walton.
from?
Yeah.
All right,
There's
okay.
a chance Travis Walton then heard that
Heard
and he
that
went.
and just
I
went-
found that as well, lads. Just to
Again-
try and make up like his mates didn't split.
not
He
be
was
wrong.
like, oh no, I got it.
So did his crew members all pass the polygraph and say that he get hit with a blinding light?
Yes.
Well, something, bit of substance to that one at least.
So
At least
I mean,
he
there's-
didn't pick a few mushrooms and start tripping out, unless they were all there eating mushrooms.
True.
And then
Yes,
they also,
your theory just seems to be these boys were all high,
All
which
wiped
again
out,
is
yeah.
not impossible. So yeah, this last one, right, is not linked to those two, but I find it a bit spooky. This is the Frederick Valentich disappearance. This is 1978. So this is again 3 years later in Australia now. So this is not an abduction story exactly, but it's pretty eerie. A young pilot, Valentich, radioed air traffic control saying that a large metal object was orbiting his plane and it was moving in ways he couldn't explain. His final words were, "It's not an aircraft," and his plane vanished and was never found.
what?
Some people believe it was alien contact, others think mechanical failure, but no trace is ever recovered. I don't think mechanical failure in that your last transmission being, there's something beside me that is not an aircraft, and I've never seen anything like it.
Never seen anything move like that before.
Yeah, I'm going, so then his plane disappeared. No, that was only 3 years after Travis Walton.
Hmm.
So,
Why are the other ones so friendly though, and why are they attacking him?
but
Unless they've just been like, "Yo, you're one of us now. You're a
Yeah.
good pilot."
yeah, I mean, yeah, I don't know. I do think
So his body was never uncovered.
never recovered.
Or the plane.
No, or the plane.
That's mad. Like,
That is weird. That is weird. That's in Australia. That is weird.
how much did they look for him? Like,
I don't know.
but
I
as
mean,
well, like
hello?
1970.
Ah, well.
She said this is over Australia.
Over Australia.
Sure, their mayor, their prime minister died in the ocean. They didn't care.
Oh, really?
Has not seen
Really?
this?
No.
There was an Australian Prime Minister who went missing. Went swimming, and they looked for maybe about a week, and then re-elected a new Prime Minister. Went, well, we have to leave that. leave that behind us. Yeah.
Serious?
Well, he wasn't coming back after a week, realistically.
I suppose world keeps spinning, like, doesn't it?
Australian Prime Minister missing.
If your Prime Minister went
Oh,
missing
sorry,
for-
flick forward. I think there's another
Harold
slide.
Holt. Harold Holt,
What's his name?
1967.
Why do things always happen to people with funny names?
Yeah, no.
Harry Holt. He used to do a good TV program.
That is what do you call
That's
them?
Muhammad
That's
Ali.
Betty and Barney. That's Betty and Barney there.
An interracial couple. I'm no.
That's not how I pictured them at all.
No, definitely not. I'll put that out there. But I'm not saying I have a problem with interracial couples.
No,
I'm
sounds
saying
like it.
at the time, that's 1961, is it?
Yeah, yeah.
I don't know if I was alive.
And final slide after them is
Yeah,
this.
get that off me.
Oh no, sorry. That's Travis. That's Travis. Again, and
Of course,
that is
so.
Frederick. That is the guy that disappeared. So that is.
Thank you for your service.
Yeah, thank you, sir. Pretty mental. Like, I don't know, just a bit like. Do you know what I don't like? When something mysterious happens, that's it. When something mysterious happens and never found, never heard from again, you go, well, I guess you'll never know. If he'd have come back and was like, don't know what it was, you'd be like, that would immediately be like, but the fact that he just disappeared and his last transmission was.
To be fair, they're disappearing over just past Australia. That's the point where there's just nothing. Do you know what I mean?
yeah.
There's just so
I
much
understand
water.
that. It's more his last transmission being, it's not an aircraft. I'm going.
But
No,
then
it also
it
could be a
also-
missile. Do you know what I mean?
It could have also just been like losing the plot mid-air and then just there's things moving around me that I can't explain and just
I
Christ in the
love that
ocean.
every theory is just, he could have just went nuts.
Well, yeah, that's I would say
Kamikaze
that is like 99% of UFOs.
I suppose,
like,
if
are
your
all
Coney
from
man's
just
anything to go by,
maniacs.
yeah. If Coney's anything to go by, that boy was running about naked. People
yeah.
just losing the plot.
And he's actually still about.
Yeah, he's only like 40.
People just running out of batteries and going,
He's not
what?
40. He's not 40. Like,
Like 47, I think.
is he not? He's in his 60s now. Would he not be?
Not Coney, I'm talking about the filmmaker.
Oh, the guy. Oh,
Yeah,
yeah, yeah. No, he's
yeah.
he's in his 40s.
Sorry.
I don't know. I don't know. We'll actually check up and
I
just
think
a funny
Coney's still
will.
alive. I think he's like 70 something.
Surely they've reprimanded him.
I don't.
He's still just kicking about.
He
No one
could
stopped
be.
me, like.
He could be. No one
He
will.
Who's gonna
is
stop me?
61. He's a Ugandan militant and warlord who found the Lord's Resistance Army designated. Where is he? Where is he right now?
Probably giving the kids a pet talk before he sends them out with their guns.
Have you ever seen Beast of No Nation? No. About child soldiers, great film.
Sounds like a cheery one. So it's a comedy, is it?
Yeah, great. Where is he? He remains at large, mate. I can't get this guy.
I love describing.
I
something
love
large.
describing that.
Yeah.
Remains
At
at
large.
large.
Yeah, yeah.
You know?
How do you feel after your first pilot episode of Daniel Houston Loves It?
I definitely need to do a bit more research. But
I feel like you
I
know
think-
more about.
I do feel like I know more in terms of like I didn't know all that stuff with the pyramids and all. And
From me, and I know that's from what me and Aaron have told you though. Do you think that you're coming away now with more of a belief in aliens as a Presbyterian man?
I think it's more about the UFOs. I think, isn't it? Really, your belief. Really, it's got to be like.
well, so my final conclusion. Okay, firstly, I love it. Okay, if this ends up being called Daniel Houston Loves It, and I have to kind of describe whether I love it or hate it, I do love it. But
That's a nice touch.
yeah, but I do think as well, a lot of the UFO stuff is muck. Your man, Dr. Jalen Hynek, whoever, still on 11. Like, I do think that is muck, especially at the end. Different if you're making, hundreds of thousands a year, and then you have something to show for it. You go, well, we've got one of the buggers, haven't we? But if you're not, if you're at the end, if you retire and go, oh well, one of those days, got nothing, then I'm going, well, I mean, absolute nonsense. But I do think the Betty and Barney Hill case and the Travis Walton case with his mates all passing the polygraph and
Yeah.
all, they're 14 years apart, so that's. But then
It doesn't have to be the same aliens. Like,
no.
Also,
Fancy another trip? Yeah.
just on the Travis Walton one though, it's so funny that they got his mates to take polygraphs. Is he spoofing? Did you see that?
Bushy dance.
They're wired
This
up.
boy's just full of it. Yes, this boy's spoof. But yeah, no, I think I'm. If someone was to ask you now, do you believe in aliens? I would say probably yes. because again, the universe is so vast that now again, as we discussed earlier, I feel like Kepler and Descartes and Fontainelle, they're all chancers.
They're all
like,
spoofers.
they're
Like.
all chancers. I think in this game of Aliens, there's so many spoofers that. But inevitably, something has to be true. Do you know what I mean?
If you throw enough at the wall, something will stick.
Something will stick. It's not. You could also be Dr. Allen, who threw everything at the wall. Nothing stuck.
But he went away and thought, I have a happy retirement.
Is he to say he's dead or is he alive?
He's majorly dead. He was in the 60s. He was kicking
He
about.
was a
Like,
pensioner in the 60s.
Well, do you know what? You are a
what was his name
spoofer.
again?
Dr. J. Allen Hynek. Absolute spoofer. Absolute spoofer.
Yeah, he died in 1986.
Well, you know what?
Back to
Unfortunately,
the Future.
well, he's not alive to come on the podcast and defend himself, but you're an absolute spoof, Mr. Hynek. Wonder if that's where the Hynek
He's
maneuver
in
came
Close Encounters of the Third Kind.
Are you having a laugh, mate?
from. I mean, can I say I was not until you asked me that, and I was like, yeah.
The
He's
Hynek
in Close Encounters of the Third Kind.
Yeah.
See, he just wants the fame.
Yeah.
Hold on, you're trying to crack me. You're getting. See, if I was the final director and I'm going, he's doing what? He's in a movie about aliens. Now, is he being played by someone or is that him?
I think he makes a
I
cameo.
don't know if that's it.
I'd be raging.
Reddit. This is 1977. J. Allen Hynek makes a brief cameo towards the end.
That's ridiculous. I'd be so raging if I'm paying his wage and I'm like, you're getting 100,000 a year and you're having a crack going on all
Yeah,
these
going to
fictional
Hollywood.
alien films. Like, come on here. But yeah, no, I think I more love it than hate it in terms of like I've belief in it.
More
but-
belief than you did to begin with.
Yeah, and I just feel like there's been a lot of radio silence recently.
Yeah, you haven't heard too much about aliens. Have we gone too far though, and we've like offended them? Like they see us like just watching like Family Guy on TikTok or something, and they're like, "What do we want to go down and look at all?"
Not
those
watching The Simpsons
morons?"
anyway. What were you gonna say there?
I don't know. I feel like there's been a kind of a recent sort of since 2020. There's been a bit of a boom in alien crazes. I think.
Crazes, but like
Remember
sightings.
Like UFO sightings or UAP sightings. Yeah. I think there's quite a few. There's the ones that you were talking about earlier that sort of just take off at the light
Yeah.
speed. Like that was fairly recent.
Yeah.
There's
The ones, did you ever see the ones that were like there was like lights seen somewhere over England,
You crying?
and my eye is watering, to be fair. I just love you so much, mate. There was like lights seen, like weird lights seen over somewhere in England, and then they were like, oh, it's Elon Musk's Tesla or like SpaceX. Like
He's a flip.
it's like fuel waste. It's like the like
He's a flip. Man.
it's
I don't think I
like
can
fuel
say that.
waste.
what?
Is that bad?
Oh my
I
god!
got
Yes.
that.
Jeez.
What one? What's that one?
People.
I got that. Like.
Oh no! I know
Can
he's
I
South
just?
African, but-
I'll bleep that, but I did not know that was a bad one.
Keep
Sorry.
it. No,
Sorry.
like,
Yeah, I'll keep all that in, but I have to bleep what I said.
oh
Flip,
my
like, goodness, sorry about that, folks. But yeah, no, I believe in them now.
It's cancelled for an episode.
Pilot episode. But yeah, you still strong belief.
yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
They're there, and if there any aliens watching, come down and probe me.
Well, that's it. Yes, PodQuest. If aliens want to come down and basically show us what you're made of, feel free.
Don't want to fight
Chocolate. I've lost it on myself. Anyway, folks, this has been the pilot of, I think, Daniel Houston absolutely loves it. Daniel Houston loves it. Daniel and Matthew Dinsmore and Arth being here.
Thank you.
If with a lot of topics, if this goes to series, I say that like I'm not the commissioning officer. If we end up doing like a limited series of this stuff, tell us who you want to have on and who what you'd like to research. It'd be good if we got as many listeners as Kitchen Talk, but sure, we can't all be Matthew Dinsmore.
What sort of cracks that?
Man, I can't believe how many listeners you're getting. That's unbelievable. Considering some episodes you tune in and there's no audio, I'm like, this is class. Folks, thank you very much for listening to this. Anything you want to plug or promote?
Kitchen dog.
Flipsake, don't need it.
When's this out?
Before Christmas.
Happy days, mate.
Yeah.
No, then.
Mackerel Save Christmas.
Yes, that's a great.
yeah.
We made another short film. So we made Bombs Away that came out in October, 2025, and then depending on when you're watching this, December 12th. That's a hard date. 2025. How Mackerel Saved Christmas. If you're watching that after this, then it's definitely out. So give that a watch.
And then Wafflers, 13th of February.
Yeah.
Uh,
Can we talk about the lineup or not?
Yeah, we'll talk. I hope so anyway.
Yeah,
I think Mickey Bartlett, Dave Elliott, Soupy Campbell, me, Daniel Kieran,
What
Good
a
crack. You know
what a
what?
good night's crack.
You know what the story is by now.
Let's sell a few of these out.
Let's-
How about we shift a few tickets for this one, eh? That's all. You know, Tony 2012. Let's rally behind it, and let's
Waffles 2025, 2026.
Let's you know, come on. You know, look at my socks. You like my socks, by the way? Aren't these mental?
That's like a jumper, mate.
Do you know what it is? I was.
You cut the sleeves off
No,
the jumper.
it actually doesn't look like it. I had this week. My wee feet were freezing in the house, so I went to Matlan and bought 3 pairs of woolly socks for £9.
Not bad.
That's not horrific, but I was like, jeepers, tenner for a pair of socks. Anyway, thanks very much for listening to this pilot episode. I do, yeah. If we ever do an episode in socks,
I know we can get on for that.
we'll leave it there, folks. So do I. Thank you very much. We'll leave it there. Thank you very much for watching this pilot. See you later. Goodbye.